Hello and welcome back, everybody, to Chocobo's Mysterious Dungeon on the Nintendo Wii. Make a beeline! This specifically is a special dungeon. You'll notice that I am one level below what I am supposed to be for this dungeon, but that is okay. And again, special dungeons do not give you any experience or job points, so we don't have to worry about leveling up whilst we're here.
Well, in a way, that kind of makes things a little bit more difficult, because you can't level up, and leveling up causes your health to refill. Oh, look, it's a corridor full of jam.
Yes, it is. So, this is what the Marris Special Dungeon mostly is. It's an enemy gauntlet where we have to attempt to conserve our resources long enough to take down these long hallways of enemies.
Step right up, step right up. Test your strength against the ass-kicking hammer throw.
And then go for a cure.
Cure.
One of the things that I should have done at the start of this floor specifically is cast Protect on myself, but I chose not to do that because I am a stupid person.
It's all right. I mean, it's the same difference. You're curing the damage that would have been saved by the Protect spell. These guys don't hit that hard. It's just,
indeed,
you know, when you're on yellow health, you're in danger of dying of a crit, but that's about it. Don't you dodge me,
the big
you
problem that you have to remember about the marshmallows is the fact that they have the digest attack, which can be very, very iffy, because it allows them to drain your health as well as do some rather significant damage to you.
Yeah, it's sticky.
Yeah, but it's also a potion, so.
Yay.
And this is me abusing the dungeon mechanics. There we go. To the next floor.
That's okay. I don't think, based on what I've seen so far, I don't think we're going to be doing that much other walking around. That's because you didn't refrigerate your fish.
Actually, it's the fish that they are getting from the ocean are rotten. This is a flashback to just before. This is a flashback to just before the big battle that happened in Memoria.
Protect, sir.
Doom Knight. I think this is one of the very few instances of us actually fighting a Doom Knight. They are a leveled up version of the Skeleton Knights that we've already been fighting, though.
Get your ass kicked for $1.
Ouch. Cure spell. So it's doing the world of Cloud whilst we continue to fight our way through these lines of enemies.
Not too much different these days. I am glad to finally be not sick for a change, although I still wake up every morning and have to, evacuate the old sinuses. But, no, not much new to report on. I've, talking about Rocket Rabbit going-ons. I am recording Ratchet and Clank at the moment, which is awesome, because I love Ratchet and Clank, and I find that normal mode is a very comfortable difficulty to play the game at.
And this is why they want you to be level 12 with a more offensive job class, but screw them. Although the mantras are very physically. Although the mantras here are very physically defensive, I seriously do not care. I will just end up, stabbing them with feet.
Kick. Kick. Cure. Cure. Not safe. See, that wouldn't have quite been lethal, but you would have taken the risk that that would have been lethal. See? It's so weird that the enemies don't have health bars.
They technically do have health bars, we just don't see them.
Is there any way to reveal enemy health bars?
I don't think so. I mean, there's probably a necklace that allows you to do it, but I'm not sure.
I mean, mind you, it's not necessary. It's definitely not necessary, but it certainly makes planning and attacking in a turn-based faction a lot simpler. Paper Mario automatically did not show you the enemy health bars, but if you wanted to commit some badge points that could otherwise go to other character enhancements so that you could see enemy health bars, or you just tattle everybody over and over again and you only have to tattle once per enemy type, then you get to see everybody's health bars.
Yeah, Goombario is honestly one of my favorite partners from the Paper Mario series because he's got Tattle. I know that most people don't actually like to keep a Goombario on for the entire game, but I would actually keep a Goombario on for as long as I could, so I could, figure out what the HP totals of enemies were, so I could use my flower points more efficiently.
Well, like, one thing with not having an enemy health bar is that you don't know if your damage is going to be just enough to kill it, or if you're, you could even be wasting some of your special points to do an overpowered attack when all you had to do is just a normal attack to take them out.
Right. We used Dia on the lizard. He has been slayed. Also, there's a dragon back there.
The Heat Basilisk. Oh boy, we are out of special. That is not comfortable.
It's okay, the fire elementals are not that difficult. It's the dragon behind the elemental that I'm worried about.
Right. So does he always do like a zoom in, like, I'm gonna kick you anyway, but it's zoomed in and it looks awesome right before you inflict the last amount of damage they need to die?
No! He does that specifically when you land a critical hit.
Oh. Well, it seems like he always does a critical hit as a finishing blow.
He does not always do a critical hit as the finishing blow. That is confirmation bias, actually. The critical hit being the finishing blow is, something that is likely to happen.
I see.
There, Fire Dragon is defeated.
Thank God. That was that was the closest one yet. Now we're just gonna start our little egg timer before we descend into the basement.
And fully healed. But sadly, we did not need to waste the time with that. Oh well.
Next corridor.
We have successfully obtained
Marris'
Marris' memories.
Doom. Oh, that was easy.
Yes. But yeah, if you ever want to get a bunch of potions and ethers for free, Marris' special dungeon is honestly one of the better places to go for that.
This fish is still moving, but its body is rotting away.
Supernatural events.
I've been selling fish all my life.
9 p.m. Eastern. Brought to you by the Sci-Fi Channel.
I don't think that zombie fish would actually be a good monster movie, though.
You've read it in that book?
I don't know about zombie fish or zombie movies on Sci-Fi Channel, although I have seen, what was it?
When the destroyer comes,
I did see, there was one zombie movie I saw where I guess they were conducting experiments on this girl to turn her into a zombie, but then her boyfriend comes in, breaks her out, but then because she's a zombie, she starts spreading the zombie virus everywhere and causes the zombie apocalypse. But it's basically the boyfriend's fault because if he didn't go in to break her out, that none of that would have happened.
you just turned pale all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's technically the plot of the Resident Evil movies.
I like Sharknado.
I have not seen any of the Sharknado movies.
What's wrong?
It's actually closer to the plot of 28 Weeks Later. The
Which is a
not
sequel.
zombie, but basically zombie movie that takes place in Britain.
Alright, so, by successfully clearing Marris' special dungeon, we now have the ability to sell Marris
Now
fish.
I remember that I sell fish. Thanks, buddy. I think I might have also remembered something really disturbing. I'm not gonna worry about that.
Given
No,
that
no,
this guy has
no.
been prone to get rotten fish in his nets, yeah, he could probably use some help getting some fresh fish.
Yes. This is a fishing spot. Unfortunately, we still don't have the lure and the bucket that we need in order to start fishing. And this is one of the coolest features about the game: the ability to change the day-night cycle at will. Just sit on one of the two benches that are spread across the two in town areas, and when you wake up, it'll be nighttime.
You will forget everything.
Now, there is a reason that you would want to actually manually change the day-night cycle. Once we actually get the fishing equipment, I'll go into that. But for now, we need to go back to the bank in order to pick up the stuff that we need in order to start our trek back into the Phoenix Dungeon. Except I think we're going to go and attempt to start Harry's side quest now, right? Nope, not yet. Okay.
Hello. What are you selling?
We're selling a bunch of the potions that we picked up because we don't need all of these potions. But again, if you need potions or ethers, Marris' special dungeon, which you can do repeatedly now that we've cleared it the first time, is actually a pretty good way to get normal potions and ethers. I personally wouldn't recommend it because that's all you're gonna get, and it's, you know, kind of tedious. But if you do require additional potions and ethers, it's not the worst thing to do. I was hoping that that Merchant Hero X would have other things on sale, but he does not.
I thought you could only enter people's memories if they were forgetting something.
That is true. However, we have the Mirror of Remembrance in the church, which will allow us to replay dungeons.
So we're going to do an inception in order to put a memory in somebody's head that they will later realize, oh wait, I'm forgetting something. So then we go in and get the thing that we had planted there by inception, and they will say thank you. And then we could do that as many times as we want.
Not quite. I mean, it's similar to that, I suppose, and functionally that's how they would probably want to explain it. But that is most certainly not what Chocobo is doing, at least for gameplay purposes. Yes, Freya gives us the password truth. And is this one from Marris? Yes, this one is from Marris. And the password from Marris' letter is C-O-O-L. Cool!
Cool. Truth. Cool. I agree that truth is cool. It's the coolest.
F-A-I-T-H. Faith!
Faith. Truth. Cool. Faith.
Hi, Aunt Stella. Yeah, the villagers are locked into the town of Lost Time because the train at the end of Stella's farm is broken down and no one can move it, and the only other exit out of town is by water, and there are no boats. There we go. So now Stella will let us take the lure and the bucket so we can go fishing.
It's beautiful outside, isn't it? Oh, that's a fishing lure. I heard legends, tales of a stream underneath something called a sky. and a tree, and a sun. Oh, we used to dream of a sky. We have only a ceiling.
Yay! She's going to let us take the lure and the bucket. Wah! There are 2 areas that you can fish, that you can fish in the game. There is one behind Sulla's farm, and there is one in front of Marris' mongery. They actually have different. They actually do have different fish that you can catch in each of them, and you will want to catch one of each different fish throughout the game in order to either sell it to Marris, who will eventually allow you to upgrade your fishing lure, or give it to Blaru, yes, Blaru, the black chocobo in the bank, the black fat chocobo in the bank, in order to expand your bank storage. So what do you think of that, Mr. Cloud?
Well, I think that... Well, I mean, I guess before I can answer that, I have a question. Like, so when you go fishing, is it more location-based, or is it more random chance that you're actually going to get some cool stuff?
Neither, actually. You are almost guaranteed to get decent stuff when you decide to go fishing. But to get the different stuff from what you already have, you have to go fishing in each of the 2 different areas. Fully equipping our stuff.
With some good luck, we too will become the next great seafood supplier in Lost Time.
Yes, we will. And in the next episode, we will go back into the Guardian of the Flame dungeon in order to try and take out Phoenix.